Articulated buses are a solution for additional capacity where and when needed. But these types of buses didn't always exist. And so, what was used before the articulated? In Czechoslovakia, it was the bus trailer or bus towing vehicle. Perhaps not a perfect solution, but for its time, it worked. This is the story of the Sodomka Karosa bus trailers, the little buses that often did a big job. Hi, this is Jeffrey. Now, back in the age before articulated buses existed, bus trailers, or bus towing vehicles as they were sometimes known as, played an important part in providing extra capacity when and where required. Now, bus trailers is probably the most neglected aspect of global bus history. One of the places that used bus trailers extensively was Czechoslovakia, and one of the most prolific manufacturers of bus trailers was Sodomka, which later became Karosa. It's a really interesting story, so let's get started in learning about the Sodomka Karosa bus trailers of Czechoslovakia. We're generally all familiar with articulated buses for increased capacity over standard length buses. Probably the first example of the articulated bus appeared in Milan, Italy in 1937. In 1938, Twin Coach of the USA built an articulated bus for the city of Baltimore. This bus, which had 4 axles on a 47-foot-long body, was only articulated in the vertical direction to accommodate steep grades. Articulateds gained traction in Europe in the 1960s, while most American transit authorities waited longer to finally embrace this type of bus. But what happened when extra capacity was needed in the era before articulated or bendy buses became the norm? Let's take a look at Czechoslovakia as an example. In the period between the 2 world wars and shortly after the second, bus trailers or bus towing vehicles, as they were originally known as, played a key role in increasing the capacity of public transport. Among the most important manufacturers of these vehicles was the renowned body manufacturer Sodomka, which later became Karosa after nationalization in the late 1940s. The need for bus trailers arose from several factors. First and foremost was economic efficiency. Instead of purchasing and operating 2 separate buses, it was often more economical to operate a single motor bus and tow a trailer behind it, which significantly increased capacity at lower costs. This was especially important at a time when there was a shortage of fuel, finance, and production capacity. Another reason was flexibility. On less frequented routes or during off-peak times, the bus could operate independently, while during peak times or on very busy routes, a trailer was attached, optimizing operations. Sodomka was known for its excellent bodywork, attention to detail, and elegance. Its trailers were not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing, often matching the design of the powered buses that towed them. They were used on various chassis supplied by other manufacturers. But what would be the first large-scale produced bus trailer? Among the best known and most widely used were the Sodomka D4 type trailers, which quickly came under the Karosa brand after production and regime change began, of which 418 were built between 1949 and 1952. These trailers were put into operation throughout Czechoslovakia, both in cities and on intercity routes for SHISAD, as well as factory, engineering, and Ministry of the Interior Services. They usually had a single slam door, but sometimes were equipped with multiple doors for faster boarding and alighting of passengers in urban traffic. Now, Let's take a look at some of the basic specifications of the Sodomka D4 trailer bus. Number 1, length is 5.7 meters. Number 2, width is 2.35 meters. Number 3, height is 2.71 meters. Number 4, weight is 2,820 kilograms. Number 5, engine is none, but is connected to its powered bus by a drawbar. Number 6, passenger capacity is seating for 23 and standing for 17, having longitudinal seats with 2 transverse seats at each end with a conductor. And finally, number 7, top speed is whatever is pulling it, which would often be a Skoda 706RO, which itself has a top speed of 68 kilometers per hour. Sodomka, and later Karosa, was known for quality buses, and their trailers were no different. According to Joseph Klech, head of the Karosa design office, on the features of the D4,
although these were trailers, Sodomka placed emphasis on passenger comfort. The interiors were practical and often tastefully furnished with comfortable seating. Technical solutions, such as suspension and braking systems, were designed to ensure a safe and relatively comfortable ride, even on roads that were not always in ideal condition.
Preceded by the PRK6 of 1941 to 1942, then the DM4, first appearing in 1944, and succeeded by the B40 in 1952, the D4 is part of a family of well-designed and built trailers, some of which survive in preservation. Sodomka Karosa bus trailers remain an important part of global bus history. They are a product of a time when innovative solutions were sought with limited resources and when the foundations of the modern bus industry was born in Czechoslovakia. Their style and functionality are still praiseworthy today and remind us of the skill and precision exhibited by the Czechoslovak bus industry of yesteryear. And so there it is, the story of the Sodomka Karosa bus trailers of Czechoslovakia. Now I know that this is not the most exciting subject, however, it is a neglected one, and therefore that's why I decided to do this video. Now additionally, in 1958, Karosa was ordered to transfer all of their bus construction documentation to Poland, and from there the P01 type trailer was developed, which was very similar to the Jelcz 043 type bus. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Sodomka Karosa bus trailers of Czechoslovakia, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.